Watching Charlie Kirk completely dismantle these college kids' worldview is probably one of the most entertaining things I've ever seen. They go to these institutions that are trying to regurgitate all this liberal nonsense, these talking points that are just completely not founded in reality and all about love and acceptance. It's really just pushing ridiculousness, confusion, division, and hate. But Charlie Kirk has come and really dismantled a lot of that, and it's really entertaining to see. And we're going to go through some of those videos today. Super fun, hilarious, and educational, if you didn't know. So, but before we get into that, make sure to subscribe to Resist the Mainstream to ensure to YouTube that you not only do you want to see more of our videos, but hey, if there's a lot of people subscribing here, we're going to push it out to even more people, which would be great because what we're doing here is amazing. I'm Titus. Let's get into this video.
I chose to put your, I believe this is a manifesto before the Constitution. I was just going to ask if you see the irony in your own propaganda in the Constitution on your brainwash tour.
You mean writing a paragraph is propaganda?
No, I also believe that having the explanations here because you don't believe the reader is smart enough to understand the language is kind of propaganda.
Well, no. So do you know who that audience is for?
For people who can't read it.
Yeah, that's a Constitution for third graders.
Yeah. Why are you handing it out to college students?
Well, because the constitutional literacy of college students is the constitutional literacy of third graders.
I think that's false equivalency.
Well, hold on. Let's test your knowledge. Don't open it up.
Right.
What is the 10th Amendment? Okay, let's get easier. What's the 4th Amendment?
Isn't that the No Quartering Act?
No, that's the 3rd Amendment.
Third.
Okay. The Constitution, when was it ratified?
1787.
Yeah, when was the Bill of Rights ratified?
1789.
1791. How many articles are there in the U.S. Constitution?
There's 8 articles.
7.
7.
What is Article 3 of the U.S. Constitution?
I just want to ask
No,
you a
no,
question.
but I'm just saying,
So,
you
okay,
came
so-
here, guns
yeah.
a-blazing.
Yeah.
You do not know more than a third grader
No.
about the U.S. Constitution, which is...
Homie came in so strong with your brainwash tour doing all this stuff. Why are you giving people this Constitution that's supposed to be for third graders or whatever? And he didn't even know anything. And I know a lot of people don't know anything. And this isn't to hate on anybody who doesn't have knowledge on all that is entailed in the Constitution and all, but it's just, if you're going to sit there and come up to somebody and try and tell them they're running some sort of brainwash tour and make them seem as if they're doing some disservice or something wrong, and when reality is trying to awaken people to the truth of the history of our country and what our founding documents say, at least know what you're talking about, because you look silly, bro.
Exactly what? These are the most elementary...
Do you think that it's important to have the backup knowledge here when you can read it and you can reference the points that you're trying to understand?
But we have explainers there because there are a lot of people, unfortunately like you, that even go to college that don't know the basics about their country.
Hate to see it, but or do we? I think it's good. It's good that this discourse that he has where he goes to these college campuses and has talk. And funny thing is, he didn't even go to college. Charlie Kirk didn't go to college. He has a whole book called College is a Scam, all this stuff. Unless you're going for a specific thing, I almost am inclined to agree because it is just like an indoctrination camp these days. It's like all these people are being told to believe this certain way. You all must have this hive mind. And if you don't have this hive mind, you're a hateful bigot, a xenophobic, homophobic, racist, misogynist, every buzzword you can think of. And so it's just like, why am I even here? If I'm just going to be told all these terrible things, unless I completely succumb to your ways of thinking, will I be accepted? It's like, it's too much. No one should have to deal with that. Just let me learn about what I wanted to go to school for, regardless of what that might be. It sucks. It really does suck. And I think Charlie had a huge part to play in Trump winning the 2024 election because he opened a lot of people's minds to the truth. Like, you could see at each of these brainwash tours, the amount of red hats that would keep growing and growing and growing at every single one he went to. And this is only the first of many interactions Charlie has with a bunch of woke college students. And this guy was, he came off a little strong-ish. And this next one, though, I will never understand this argument to the day I die, but here we go.
That's a stupid question, dude. That's a dumb question.
What is a woman? It's not a trick question. What is a woman?
Who identifies as a woman?
You can't answer the question with the question. Yeah, define the woman without saying woman.
I feel like I'm watching the What is a Woman documentary all over again. What is a woman? A woman's a woman. A woman is a woman. Right. What is that? It's a woman. Like, acting like he's crazy because asking you to define something. If you have to use the word to define what the thing is you're trying to define, you're not defining it. You can't say a woman is a woman. You have to explain what is a woman. You have to give the details. XX chromosomes. What do they look like? What are their body parts? What do they do? It's like there's so much more that is involved with a woman than just the title woman. It's just ridiculous that we've come to a place where it's even that, where it's a controversial to ask such a question, and the what is a woman is not going to cut it.
You're in college, paying for an education. What is a woman?
How about you talk to someone with media training? How about you talk to someone?
You don't need media training. It's not a trick.
Well, yeah,
what is a woman?
Identifies as a woman.
You can't answer the question with the...
What are you talking about?
It's the college kids of America going hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt who think it's a trick question when you ask them what a woman is.
And the crazy thing is they do know what a woman is, right? Because they said, why does it even matter? Why do you care? Or I don't have media training. You know the answer. This has not been something that's been up in the air until the last couple of years. We know. Why are we playing dumb? Why are we acting like you are more than aware? You are fully aware. You have all the knowledge. You have been from the beginning of time, from the day you were brought into this earth to where you could start having sentient thoughts and think for yourself and understand the difference between boy and girl, mom and dad, adult and child. Like, you know what it is. And you're just trying to be woke. And this is what I was saying earlier with the indoctrination camp. Like, you have to go against what you know to be true in order to be accepted into this camp of just straight lunacy. It's ridiculous. You know the answer. Get out of here with all that, guys. Like, why are we falling for this? Why are we allowing this to be a part of our culture? I'm kind of fed up with it. That's why Trump won. I think people are like, I'm so sick of this cultural impact where they're trying to tell us that the sky isn't blue and the reality isn't real. You must follow what we say and not what is truth. And people are done. Or they're done. And this is very unpleasant. Why? I don't have media training is probably the worst cop-out ever. If someone is actually trying to get you in a gotcha moment, they're throwing big words and trying to make all these arguments that just confuse you, that'd be one thing. He just said, what is a woman? You don't need media training to answer that. Say me. That's all you had to say. Not me, because I'm clearly a whole man, but the per individual who he was talking to. We have one more clip for you with Charlie Kirk talking to another delightful soul. So let's get into this one.
To NAU and to other college campuses around.
Well, I mean, you being exempt from this, I'm talking to voters.
Yeah, for sure.
So your colleagues in this audience are about to decide on the most important election in history.
Yeah.
And obviously there's a lot of interest. And you could tell based on how I'm handling this, I'm trying to find common ground. I'm not trying to just talk over people, which I think is very important for the country. But most importantly, I'm trying to give a voice to the conservatives here on campus that they're not alone.
For sure. I definitely agree with you. I think I have definitely enjoyed this one more than I've seen with your previous brainwash tours.
Well, you'd be surprised. They're all like this. Maybe you need to dive deeper into it.
Maybe.
You notice how they all have the same exact talking points. Yeah, your brainwash tour. Yeah, I like what you've been doing here this time is better than your previous brainwash stuff. Brainwashing, presenting facts and counter arguments to the lies you've been told is not brainwashing. You still have the choice to whether or not you want to believe or follow it. You come up and all the people that oppose Charlie Kirk, which is you're more than free to do. When you come up and start saying you're spouting out brainwashing, it's not like he's having some cult. Everyone come to my cult and let me force you to live this way, force you to do these things. He's literally just presenting evidence and trying to see if people can negate those facts that he's trying to present to the people at the college campuses, because he knows that college campuses are indoctrination stations. So that premise is just ridiculous. But one thing I really appreciate about Charlie Kirk is that he's trying to do the whole let's talk, let's have a conversation. I'm not saying he thinks he's right, but he's like I'm willing to be wrong. I'm willing to have a conversation if you can actually convince me or bring some sort of evidence other than an emotional argument to prove that you're right and I'm wrong. Let's have some discourse. Let's have some conversation. And that's what we should be accepting a lot more in society, unlike other people who currently are trying to silence the opposition, people that have different views. And so you have to silence people with differing views. It almost makes me feel as though you don't actually believe your own, because you think that if someone hears a thing that you disagree with, they might be like, that actually makes more sense and that could be right. And so if you're trying to silence people, take a second look or take a second thought of why you're trying to do that. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun going over these videos. Make sure to comment below your thoughts on Charlie Kirk reacting to these woke college kids. Make sure to subscribe to Resist the Mainstream. It's been a lot of fun. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.